For more on that story, dozens of refugees and asylum seekers have rejected legal aid during an appearance in the Pretoria Magistrates Court today. Over 180 people are facing charges of trespassing after refusing to leave the UN Refugee Agency office's sidewalk. They had been camping outside, demanding to be resettled to other countries. Maseko Ratlacha was there and joins us now live. So Maseko, a very brief appearance in court today.
It was very brief, Shahan, but also it took very long as part of our day here at the Pretoria Magistrates Court, because as you can understand, it's 183 refugees and asylum seekers who were arrested during that scuffle outside the UN High Commissioner for Refugees in Pretoria. So they had to actually be brought into court in different batches, so 30 at a time, 40 at a time. So that's what took a while, but actually once each group was inside court, it was very brief, and like you said, Shahan, they opted for no legal aid. They actually opted to abandon bail, and they were sent back to the holding cells, or rather to where they are being remanded in custody, and each of them are actually supposed to come back to court on different dates. So it's going to be 5 groups appearing in court for 5 days that are spread across Thursday, another day next week, 2 days next week, and another 2 days perhaps the following week as well.
Yeah, and the group, of course, still angry.
Well, Shahan, they are still angry, but it's more of the ones who were there in support of those who were arrested. Those who were arrested obviously could not really show how angry they were, I guess, for respect of the court. But as you heard in that chanting that you played, that clip that you played just before you started speaking to me, the first group of about 33 of the suspects started chanting, "No more South Africa, xenophobic South Africa, we want to leave South Africa." But of course then the magistrates had to then ask one of the court orderlies to speak to them and to speak to the rest of the group to ensure that they don't do that, because of course it is a courtroom and proceedings have to be respected. But yeah, with one of the people who I spoke to about an hour ago, Shahan, after the final group was finally appeared, was saying that the reason they actually don't want to go for legal aid is because they don't feel as though South Africa will protect them even legally. They feel as though as refugees and asylum seekers, they will have to pay a few bribes before they are properly represented. They do admit that they don't have the money for a private attorney, but that they'd rather put their heads together and somehow find somebody who will represent all of them instead of trusting the South African lawyers themselves.
All right, you can leave it right there, our reporter Maseko Ratlacha. Now,